This is a public weather statement, issued for most of the United States. These include most of the east and west coasts, along with parts of the middle United States. Unusual weather patterns are expected for the previously mentioned states. Most of the east coast will experience much hotter conditions, including high water temperatures. These conditions are favorable for the development of extremely dangerous hurricanes and fire weather conditions. Most of the west coast will experience much darker and stormy conditions, tornadoes most likely in the middle and midwestern United States, and extreme thunderstorms with extremely heavy rainfall, with supercell storms likely in the high-risk area of tornadoes. It is unknown what really is the cause of these weather patterns, but this is not by global warming, but an extremely rare change of climate is expected. It is highly advised that all residents should prepare emergency plans for these upcoming rare unprecedented weather events to secure your home and business. It is highly advised to remain vigilant and tune into the NOAA weather radio for the latest weather information.
This is CNN Breaking News.
This is CNN News, with an unusual breaking story coming out through most of the United States. We have received reports of unusual weather patterns that are expected to be forecasted throughout most of the United States. What's very concerning is that this is not caused by global warming, and it is unknown how these patterns have formed, but the National Weather Service will look into this unusual situation further. I have a feeling this can be a once-in-a-lifetime event, and will likely not happen again. The National Weather Service is calling out several natural disasters forming in very unusual ways and strength. We have a reporter live on the air to discuss these weather patterns further. Evan, are you there at this time?
I'm here in downtown New York, where it seems like a ghost town right now at this time. People have heard about the public weather statement that was issued 15 minutes ago, and are currently preparing their emergency plan to ensure their survival. This is something we haven't seen before. These weather patterns have formed out of nowhere, and this is not by global warming. According to the National Weather Service, they are calling out multiple natural disasters forming throughout most of the United States, depending on its forecast. The West Coast is calling out for very stormy and rainy weather, with possible tornadoes in the middle and midwestern United States, along with extreme thunderstorms containing extremely heavy rainfall around areas near the coast. The National Weather Service is also not ruling out a potential hurricane for Southern California, as an extremely powerful hurricane is likely to form near Mexico and make landfall in the Baja California Peninsula and impact Southern California with dangerous effects. The East Coast is calling out for much hotter conditions, including high water temperatures, which also makes it a high risk for major hurricanes. This is something the world has not seen before, which is a complete change in climate that is not caused by global warming, and extremely dangerous natural disasters likely to be forecasted as well. National Weather Service meteorologists are saying that the world is possibly falling out of balance, but this cannot be confirmed at this time. All residents in the warned areas are advised to remain vigilant, and come up with emergency plans to ensure your survival. Back over to you, Nathan.
Wow. This is really an unprecedented weather event. This is really something the world hasn't seen before, and will likely not see this again. This is Nathan, from CNN News, with a breaking story. We will now switch to your regularly scheduled programming.
National Information Center Statement. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the National Weather Service, the Storm Prediction Center, and National Weather Service meteorologists. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. An extremely dangerous situation is currently taking place throughout most of the United States. At approximately 7:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, it has been confirmed that the world has fallen out of balance, which is caused by a Chinese philosophy called Taijitu. Taijitu is a tale and symbol for the origin of yin and yang, which they resemble the dark and light. It seems as if one or both of the entities are striving for power, which is the cause of the unbalance of Earth. This has also caused the extremely dangerous weather patterns that the National Weather Service has forecasted for the next coming days. Here's the upcoming weather events that will occur throughout the country. The West Coast, including the Midwestern and Middle United States, will experience the yin path, which resembles the wrath of dark and wind. Extreme thunderstorms containing extremely heavy rainfall are likely on states near the coast. A major tornado event is likely in the Midwestern United States, which are now put under extreme risk for severe thunderstorms and tornadoes by the Storm Prediction Center. The East Coast will experience the yin path, which resembles the wrath of light and heat. Temperatures will be hotter than normal, and could spark dangerous events as a result. Hurricanes are likely in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Florida, as the beach waters will also increase to higher levels, likely ranging from 90 to 100 degrees. According to other Chinese philosophers and tales, it has also stated that yin and yang are likely to battle with each other, which happens once every 1,000 years. It is unknown what the effects are going to be during this battle, but it is likely to have extremely dangerous consequences and major effects. This is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation, and should be taken very seriously. This is a rare event that will possibly be never seen again for another 1,000 years. It is highly advised that all residents should prepare their emergency plans to protect your life and home. President Joe Biden has declared a state of emergency for the entire country due to this situation, and is expected to speak to the nation at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time regarding this unprecedented weather event. Tune into local TV radio stations, including NOAA Weather Radio, for more information on this unprecedented situation.
Hello, my fellow citizens of the United States. We are currently in an unprecedented situation that we have never seen before. According to reports I have received from news sources and the National Weather Service, it is confirmed that our world is out of balance, and the effects are going to take place in our very own country. This event is caused by a Chinese philosophy called Taijitu. This symbolizes the form of yin and yang, and tales have stated that over the years they have gone against each other, and plan to battle once every 1,000 years. It seems as they are both striving for power at this time, which is causing the unbalance of Earth and the extremely dangerous weather patterns that will take place in many states of our country. The West Coast, including the Midwestern and Middle United States, will experience the path of yin, which resembles the darkness and the enragement of wind. Extreme thunderstorms containing extremely heavy rainfall are likely in areas near the coast. Tornadoes are possible in the Middle United States, and a major tornado outbreak will be expected in the Midwestern United States. The Storm Prediction Center has put the Midwestern United States under its first extreme risk for severe thunderstorms and tornadoes. A hurricane is also likely in southwest California, as a major hurricane will form near Mexico and make a tour around the Baja California Peninsula and impact southwest California with hurricane strength. The East Coast will experience the path of yang, which resembles the light and heat. Hotter conditions are likely, and beach waters will be at high temperatures as well, ranging from 90 to 100 degrees. These are favorable for the development of major hurricanes. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Florida are also at extreme risk for hurricanes. These weather patterns are expected to be forecasted in the next few days. This is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation our country is facing right now, and should be taken very seriously. All residents, no matter where you live, are advised to take immediate action to secure your home and business, and to protect your life during these unprecedented weather events. This extremely rare event will not be seen again for another 1,000 years. I have declared a state of emergency for the entire country due to this crisis. Even if we are about to experience the worst, we will fight through this event as one nation under God. This concludes my message, and God bless America.
The National Weather Service, along with the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, has issued a tsunami warning for the entire west coast of the United States until further notice. This is a mass casualty and catastrophic situation. At approximately 6:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, a massive storm has formed approximately 300 miles off the west coast and has generated a gigantic mega tsunami that's racing towards the west coast. It has also been observed that the water has turned to a dark black color, including the tsunami. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center has also detected 5 more big waves following the tsunami, but are a lot smaller than the original. This storm and tsunami was likely caused by the path of yin. This tsunami is likely to impact deep into the west coast along with Alaska, Hawaii, and British Columbia and Canada. The tsunamis are capable of causing apocalyptic devastation to the coast, and areas near the coast will be completely swept away and wiped off the face of the earth. These tsunamis are expected to impact the coast within the next 1 to 2 hours. The height of the original tsunami is believed to be around 500 feet and is moving at a speed of 115 miles per hour. The other 5 tsunamis are believed to be identical in height, 200 feet, and is moving at 70 miles per hour. Everything within a 30-mile radius of the coast will be completely submerged, and areas by the coast will be wiped off the map and will be sunk into the Pacific Ocean. Everyone on the coast is in extreme danger, no matter what direction the coast is facing. Tsunamis are large waves that are not surfable. Anyone within a 30 miles radius of the coast are advised to evacuate and move further inland immediately. When evacuating, make sure you are more than 30 miles away from the coastline, so you are clear of the flood zone. Contraflow has been enacted on all highways in the warned area to ensure that traffic is moving smoothly and to make evacuation more efficient. Take essential supplies for your journey, such as non-perishable food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a flashlight, a first aid kit, a fully charged cell phone, phone chargers, toiletries, important documents, and a battery-powered radio with extra batteries to last you and your family for the duration of this emergency. Try to take 1 car per family, if possible. Do not pick up relatives from hospitals or nursing homes as they have their own evacuation procedures and will act on them accordingly. Residents who are in the state of Hawaii are advised to rush to the nearest airport, as you will be evacuated away by a plane from the state. Shelters for evacuees have been set up in the following cities: Las Vegas, Phoenix, Tucson, Salt Lake City, Flagstaff, and Denver. These cities are considered safe havens. Evacuation routes have been set up by your local authorities. Do not take shortcuts, do not travel on roads that aren't evacuation routes, and avoid traveling towards the coast. The National Guard has been called in to assist with the evacuation effort. Please follow their instructions. Do not delay. This is a mass casualty and catastrophic situation. Evacuate now. I repeat, evacuate now. If you refuse to evacuate, you will absolutely face certain death by the tsunamis. Please stay tuned to this station for more information on this extremely dangerous situation.
Event type is tsunami, for the city of British Columbia, including Vancouver and Vancouver Island. At 6:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, a massive storm has formed approximately 483 kilometers off the coast of the Pacific Ocean. This storm has formed a gigantic mega tsunami that is heading for the coast of British Columbia, Vancouver, the west coast of the United States, and the state of Hawaii. In addition, 5 smaller tsunamis have also formed, and are following with the gigantic tsunami. The water and the waves have also turned to a dark, black color. These tsunamis and the storm were caused by the Chinese philosophy of Taijitu and the path of yin. These tsunamis of causing total annihilation to the coast of British Columbia, and is expected to make impact within the next 1 to 2 hours. The height of the big tsunami is believed to be around 152 meters tall, and is moving at a speed of 185 kilometers per hour. The other 5 tsunamis are believed to be identical in height, 60 meters, and are moving at 113 kilometers per hour. Anything within a 48-kilometer radius of the coast will be completely submerged, and areas on the coast will be wiped off the face of the earth and will be sunk into the Pacific Ocean. Anyone on the coast is in extreme danger, no matter what direction the coast is facing. Tsunamis are large waves that are not surfable. All residents within a 48-kilometer radius of the coastline are strongly advised to evacuate and move further inland immediately. When evacuating, make sure you are more than 48 kilometers away from the coastline, so you are clear of the flood zone. Take supplies for your journey, such as non-perishable food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a flashlight, a first aid kit, a fully charged cell phone, phone chargers, toiletries, and a battery-powered radio with extra batteries to last you and your family for the duration of this emergency. Shelters have been set up in the following cities: Edmonton, Saskatoon, Regina, and Winnipeg. These cities are considered safe havens. The Canadian Army has been called in to assist with the evacuation effort. Do not delay. This is a mass casualty situation. Evacuate now, I repeat, evacuate now. If you don't, you'll be putting your life in extreme danger. Please stay tuned to the station for more information on this dangerous situation.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. A gigantic mega tsunami, which is now called the Shadow Tsunami, with a height of 500 feet, along with 5 other small tsunamis, which were all believed to be around 200 feet, has struck the west coast of the United States, along with the states of Alaska, Hawaii, British Columbia, and Vancouver. Cities that were on the coastline have been completely wiped off the face of the earth and have sunk into the Pacific Ocean, while all areas up to 30 miles inland have suffered extensive damage and catastrophic flooding. Approximately 85% of the population evacuated before the Shadow Tsunami and the other small tsunamis impacted, and it is likely that the other 15% are dead or missing. Thousands of injuries, fatalities, and homeless have been reported. All residents that evacuated may not return to their homes, as there's absolutely no home to return to, and crews have to complete surveys on the damage caused and clean up the debris. Please stay tuned to this station for more information on this situation.
This is CNN Breaking News.
This is CNN News, with another breaking story coming out of the west coast of the United States. I'm Mark Jones, your host live on the CNN headquarters here in Atlanta. An enormous mega tsunami with a height of 500 feet, along with 5 other small tsunamis, have struck the west coast of the United States, including Alaska, Hawaii, and British Columbia and Vancouver in Canada. This was due to a massive raging storm that formed approximately 300 miles off the coast. The tsunami is officially named the Shadow Tsunami, due to the water turning into a dark, black color. This storm and the tsunamis were caused by the Chinese philosophy, called Taijitu, and the path of yin. Many cities on the coast have been completely wiped off the face of the earth, and have sunk into the Pacific Ocean, while areas up to 30 miles inland have suffered extensive damage and catastrophic flooding. Approximately 85% of the population have evacuated before the tsunamis made impact. It is almost certain that the 15% that did not evacuate were killed by the tsunamis. There are thousands of injuries, fatalities, homeless, and people missing being reported. Live in the CNN News chopper is my correspondent Zira. Zira, are you there?
I'm currently hovering over the city of San Francisco, and the city is no more. This isn't the only city that has suffered the worst, but other areas such as San Diego, Los Angeles, Long Beach, Oceanside, Portland, Seattle, and many others have suffered apocalyptic devastation by the tsunamis. This can barely even be described as destruction. I literally see portions of the city of San Francisco just going underwater. It's just a sad feeling just watching a city being reduced to nothing. The storm that had caused the tsunamis have formed out of nowhere, and have caused apocalyptic devastation to the coast. In addition, the city of Vancouver and British Columbia have also been wiped off the face of the earth and sunk into the Pacific Ocean. Thousands, if not tens of thousands of injuries, fatalities, homeless, and people missing have been reported. Back over to you, Mark.
Oh my goodness, all greatest cities that once were at their glory, are no more. This is just sad news. My thoughts and prayers go out to everyone who have been affected by this catastrophe. This is Mark Jones, from CNN News, and we will now switch you to your regularly scheduled programming.
Civil danger warning. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency, in the National Hurricane Center. At approximately 11:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a hurricane has formed near the Gulf of Mexico, and is expected to make landfall in the city of New Orleans, Louisiana. This hurricane, named Hurricane Ian, has rapidly strengthened into an unprecedentedly powerful Category 5 hurricane. According to the Saffir-Simpson scale, this hurricane has maximum sustained winds of up to 210 miles per hour, with gusts of up to 240 miles per hour, which makes it the fastest peak winds ever recorded, surpassing Hurricane Patricia back in 2015. Minimal central pressure last measured by Hurricane Hunter's aircraft was 875 millibars, or 26.15 inches, which surpasses Hurricane Wilma's lowest pressure in 2005, making it the most intense hurricane ever recorded. Slight weakening is expected before the storm makes landfall, but will impact the New Orleans metropolitan area as an extremely strong Category 5 hurricane. Ian is moving northwest at 25 miles per hour, and will remain in this motion until it makes landfall. Hurricane force winds are extending out 195 miles from the center, while tropical storm force winds are extending out 370 miles. The following impacts will be expected. The New Orleans metropolitan area will be left uninhabitable for several months, or even years. Most, if not all well-constructed homes will be completely annihilated upon impact, and will be completely swept away from their foundations. Larger buildings such as skyscrapers and apartment complexes will sway violently until the point of complete collapse. All windows will be blown out. Large chunks of airborne debris will spread out for several miles. Large objects such as vehicles and household appliances will be thrown around by the winds, will be tossed around like toys, and will be completely destroyed. High-profile vehicles will almost certainly be overturned. People and animals who venture outdoors during the onset of hurricane force winds will be killed instantly by flying debris. Power poles, power lines, and street lights will also be thrown around by the winds, causing power outages that will last for an indefinite period of time. Trees will be completely uprooted or snapped. Storm surge flooding is expected with coastal structures being completely decimated. Major beach erosion is likely due to extreme coastal flooding. People that live in the area will almost certainly not recognize their area before the storm impacted. A mandatory evacuation order has been put in effect for the warned area. Follow specific evacuation routes set up by your local authorities. This is a mass casualty situation. If you do not evacuate, you will absolutely face certain death, even if you shelter underground. Evacuate now, I repeat, evacuate now. Tune into local media outlets for more information on this extremely dangerous situation.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Governor John Edwards, as well as President Joe Biden, has declared a state of emergency for the New Orleans metropolitan area. Total to apocalyptic destruction as a result from Hurricane Ian has been reported in the region. Cities near New Orleans that have been impacted include Lafayette, Baton Rouge, Lake Charles, New Iberia, and Natchitoches. According to several reports, there is absolutely nothing left in these cities that were impacted. There are no buildings, vehicles, animals, and people left. All there is just massive flooding and chunks of debris laying all around. All power grids have been cut off, and the entire region will be without power for an indefinite period of time. The water supply has also been interrupted, which resulted in fluid waters being toxic in some areas. Hurricane Ian gave barely any time to evacuate, as it approached the New Orleans metropolitan area at a higher rate of speed, and as a result, only 70% of the metro population evacuated before the storm made its unprecedented wrath of destruction. It is very likely that the other 30% are dead or missing. Tens of thousands of injuries, fatalities, homeless, and people missing have been reported. Do not return home. I repeat, do not return home. There is absolutely no home to return to, as it was likely swept away from its foundation. Please stay tuned for more information on this situation.
An unbelievably massive, unprecedented, and historic tornado heading for the Cleveland metropolitan area. This is an extreme tornado emergency for the city of Cleveland. This is a mass casualty and unprecedented situation. I repeat, this is a mass casualty and unprecedented situation. The National Weather Service in Wilmington has issued a tornado warning for Cleveland in southwestern Ohio, Columbus in southwestern Ohio, Toledo in southwestern Ohio, until 5:20 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a ginormous severe thunderstorm has formed approximately 3 miles northeast of Cleveland, and has spawned an unbelievably massive, unprecedented, and historic tornado that is heading for the city of Cleveland. This tornado is believed to be moving northeast at 65 miles per hour. This is an extreme tornado emergency for the city of Cleveland and surrounding areas. Cataclysmic annihilation of absolutely everything is expected in the previously mentioned cities, and will likely be wiped off the face of the earth. We hear that the National Weather Service cannot stress enough that you must seek an underground shelter now. This is for your own protection. Hazard: an unbelievably massive and historic tornado. Source: multiple, including radar, emergency management, law enforcement, storm spotters, and the public reporting a once-in-a-lifetime gigantic tornado heading for the city of Cleveland. At 4:32 p.m., already extreme damage from the raging storm that formed has been reported near Cleveland, and storm spotters have detected a gigantic funnel forming just 2 miles northeast of Cleveland, and is approaching for the metro area. Total annihilation, possibly compared to a nuclear bomb detonation, or a city that was never built or existed, is likely. This tornado has a history of causing apocalyptic devastation, and will most likely be one of the worst tornadoes to ever exist on Earth, likely surpassing in peak winds and capable destruction with the 1999 Bridge Creek Moore tornado or the 1989 Bangladesh tornado. At 4:35 p.m., National Weather Service meteorologists were absolutely shocked by the sheer size of this gargantuan tornado. Doppler radar has confirmed the following information. The tornado is approximately a jaw-dropping 3.5 miles wide, and contains winds of a staggering 350 miles per hour. Impact: you are in a historic and an unexpected once-in-a-lifetime situation. This tornado and the storm was likely caused by the unbalance of Earth and the extremely dangerous weather patterns that were forecasted for most of the United States. Total destruction for the city of Cleveland is absolutely certain, and everything caught in the path of this tornado will be completely swept away without a trace. Many land features will be completely decimated, with entire roads being ripped off the ground, and catapulted into the air. Roadways will be completely impassable, as debris will block or obstruct them completely. Total and absolute annihilation is expected with this tornado, and places where cities and land features once stood will be completely unrecognizable, and will be wiped off the face of the earth. Power outages will also be certain, and will remain for an indefinite period of time. Mobile homes, high-rise buildings, and above-ground shelters will be completely annihilated upon impact, and will become death traps. Underground shelters may not even be safe from this tornado, as it will likely be completely decimated, leaving people inside said shelters trapped. Unbelievable ground scouring of up to 10 feet is expected. Locations impacted by this unbelievable tornado include Cleveland, Akron, Columbus, Toledo, Cleveland Heights, Lakewood, Solon, East Cleveland, Parma, and Hudson. Repeating, an unbelievably massive, historic, and once-in-a-lifetime tornado is on the ground, likely wiping out absolutely everything on sight. This storm and tornado has formed out of nowhere, and has came without warning up until now. Anyone in the path of this monster tornado is in extreme danger. Seek an underground shelter now, even if it might not work with this tornado, but this is the only option. This tornado, due to its gargantuan size, may be impossible to detect, as it may be mistaken for hail or heavy rain, or dark clouds approaching in the distance, as well as it moving at a high pace, and it will be unknown when it will impact the city. Do not wait to hear or see the tornado, as it will be too late. If you do not seek an underground shelter, your survival chances are likely zero. Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued until 5:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for the following counties: Cleveland, Akron, Toledo, and Columbus.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. President Joe Biden has declared a state of emergency for the entire Cleveland metropolitan area, including Columbus, Akron, and Toledo. An unprecedented, historic, and a once-in-a-lifetime tornado has formed off of a ginormous extreme thunderstorm that formed near Cleveland. This was likely caused by the path of Yan and the weather pattern. The damage reports in Cleveland, Columbus, Akron, and Toledo is absolutely horrifying, to say the least. All of these four major cities has been reduced to absolutely nothing. Everything has been swept away without a trace, even with no debris left nearby. Buildings and skyscrapers have been mangled beyond recognition. All neighborhoods, mobile homes, and manufactured homes has been completely annihilated upon impact, and are also swept away with no trace left. Experts compared the destruction like a nuclear bomb went off in the city, or was never built or existed in the first place. Underground shelters have also been completely destroyed, which has resulted in people being trapped inside these shelters, due to extreme pavement and ground scouring, which was at its complete worst for a tornado, 10 feet. Everything has been removed, including trees, power lines, power poles, and street lights, which were all tossed around like toys. There are likely tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of casualties in these cities. Due to the indescribable destruction in these cities, all residents who were impacted by this unprecedented weather event should stay home, if you even have one. If your home has been damaged, destroyed, or completely swept away from its foundation, go to shelters marked by red banners across the area. All mayors of these previously mentioned cities has also declared a state of emergency due to this disaster. The National Weather Service has classified this tornado to be a high-end EF5 on the enhanced Fujita scale, while several meteorologists have classified this to be an EF6, due to its unprecedented strength, size, and power and the unbelievable destruction it caused. Please stay tuned to this station for more information on this heartbreaking situation. Immediate evacuation for the city of Charlotte and surrounding areas. The following message is transmitted at the request by the National Weather Service, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. An unusual and extremely dangerous situation is currently taking place in the city of Charlotte. Unusual hot temperatures has been reported throughout Charlotte, with temperatures exceeding 115 to 120 degrees, with humidity being at 15 to 20%, and high winds of up to 40 miles per hour. Then, a massive wildfire has formed at an urban area close to Charlotte. In addition, a severe thunderstorm has also formed near the area that has been ignited by a wildfire, and has also produced a tornado that formed above the fire. This has caused a combination of fire and a tornado, and is rapidly spreading towards the city of Charlotte. NASA has also detected a meteor strike that is expected to impact the city of Charlotte in the next 30 minutes. This tornado, which is now classified as an infernado, is heading towards the Charlotte metropolitan area along with the wildfire, and is also expected to make impact within the next 30 minutes. This unusual event was likely caused by the path of Yang. All residents of Charlotte are advised to evacuate the city immediately. There is no time to gather supplies. Just grab all the people in your home and get out of the city immediately. This is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation, as the city of Charlotte is likely to be engulfed in flames due to the extreme heat and the infernado, as well as the meteors that will add more destruction to the city. Evacuate Charlotte now. I repeat, evacuate Charlotte now. There is limited time. Do not delay. If you do not evacuate, you will likely face death. Tune into local media outlets for more information on this dangerous situation. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Catastrophic damage as a result from the tornado, wildfire, and meteors have been reported. The entire city of Charlotte has been completely engulfed in flames, and has also been destroyed by the tornado and meteors. There is nothing left in the city. There are no buildings, vehicles, trees, or people left. All there is just pure flames and massive piles of debris laying almost everywhere. This extreme weather event was caused by the path of Yang, and has resulted in a combination of fire and a tornado altogether, while meteors have also struck the city as well. All residents who have evacuated may not return home at this time, as there's literally no home to return to. The city of Charlotte will likely be unrecognizable and uninhabitable for months, even years. Please stay tuned for more information on this situation. Civil danger warning. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the United States Geological Survey. The unprecedented of the unprecedented is currently taking place in the city of Atlanta, Georgia. At approximately 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a large earthquake with a magnitude of 7.6 on the Richter scale has struck the Atlanta metropolitan area. As a result, gigantic cracks have formed around the city. Then, more massive shaking has been reported, and temperatures increasing to abnormal levels, with temperatures exceeding up to 140 to 150 degrees. Then, a gigantic mountain has broken through the giant cracks and have formed into a volcano, with the height of up to 2,500 feet. Catastrophic damage and fatalities have been reported as the result of the forming of the volcano from underground. This volcano, named Mount Yang, is expected to erupt within the next few hours. This unprecedented event was likely caused by the path of Yang. All residents within a 50-mile radius of Mount Yang are strongly advised to evacuate the area immediately. Before you evacuate, grab an adequate set of supplies for your journey, such as non-perishable food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a flashlight, a first aid kit, a fully charged cell phone, phone chargers, toiletries, and a battery-powered radio with extra batteries that will last you and your family for the duration of this emergency. Tie a white-colored towel to your door or mailbox to signal authorities that you have safely left the area. Do not use the towel if you need assistance. Should you require assistance, emergency management and law enforcement officials will escort you to the next pickup point. Do not pick up relatives from hospitals or nursing homes, as they have their own emergency procedures and will act on them accordingly. When you evacuate, beware of potential fallen buildings, power lines, or other large objects. Avoid gigantic cracks that have formed near the area. All residents who are near the volcano are advised to evacuate now, as magma is expected to rise at any moment and will likely heat up the entire surface near the volcano. There is no time to gather supplies. Just grab all the people in your home and leave the area as quickly as possible. Shelters have been set up in the following states: Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi, and Arkansas. This is an unprecedented and mass casualty situation for the city of Atlanta, and the city will likely be unrecognizable and uninhabitable for an indefinite period of time. This situation between the paths of yin and yang have caused total chaos to the affected areas where they have wreaked havoc, and continues to get worse as time goes on. It is unknown how much power the two entities have left, but there are currently showing no signs of stopping whatsoever, and more dangerous weather events are likely over the next coming hours. But as of now, all residents who are in Atlanta, evacuate now. I repeat, evacuate now. Do not delay. This is a mass casualty situation. Please stay tuned to this station for more information on this catastrophic situation. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the United States Geological Survey. At approximately 11:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, it has been confirmed that Mount Yang, that formed underground in the city of Atlanta, has in fact erupted violently. The entire city has been completely destroyed, and everyone who remained in the warned area was killed or incinerated by the lava. However, the immediate evacuation for all residents within a 35-mile radius of the volcano is still in effect. If you haven't evacuated already, do so now. Ash has already been reported to be as high as 15 kilometers into the atmosphere, and ashfall is expected to impact areas near Atlanta within the next 30 to 45 minutes. Do not seek shelter, as lava will most likely incinerate and burn the area and yourself alive. It is highly recommended that you evacuate to Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, or Kentucky, as they will receive little to no ashfall from this eruption. Take essential supplies for your journey, such as non-perishable food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a flashlight, a fully charged cell phone, phone chargers, toiletries, and a battery-powered or hand-cranked radio with extra batteries, to last you for at least a week. Do not delay. This is a mass casualty situation. If you do not evacuate, you will be putting your life in extreme danger. Please stay tuned to this station for more information on this dangerous situation. This is an emergency action notification requested by the White House. All EAS participants will follow activations procedures in the EAS Operating Handbook for a national level emergency. The President of the United States, or one of his representatives, will shortly deliver a message over the emergency alert system. Please stand by, please stand by, please stand by. We interrupt our regular programming. This is a national emergency. Important details will follow. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air providing news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is KFYI. We will continue to serve the Phoenix area. If you are not in this local area, tune into stations providing news and information for your area. This is the emergency alert system serving the Phoenix area. Do not use your telephone. The telephone line should be kept open for emergency use. The emergency alert system has been activated. We interrupt our regular programming at the request of the White House. This is the emergency alert system. All normal programming has been discontinued during this emergency. This is KFYI. We will continue furnishing news, official information and instructions for the Phoenix area. If you are not in the Phoenix area, you should tune into stations providing news and information for your area. It is important that you listen carefully to announcements from this station in your local area. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government, the National Weather Service, and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. A major event is unfolding in the entire United States. At approximately 12 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, two gigantic tornadoes have formed. The first tornado has formed near Moore, Oklahoma, while the second tornado has formed near Dallas, Texas. These tornadoes have confirmed to be in different color, one in black and one in white. These tornadoes have strengthened at a lightning-quick pace that no one has ever seen before. According to National Weather Service Doppler radar, these tornadoes are believed to be approximately a jaw-dropping 5 miles wide, and contains winds of an astonishing 500 miles per hour. These tornadoes also move very quickly, moving at least 100 to 200 miles per hour. An unusual phenomenon is also taking place with these tornadoes. According to multiple eyewitnesses, these tornadoes are believed to be moving opposite from each other while releasing dragons altering from the atmosphere. They are also shooting beams at each other to siphon power, growing or decreasing in size depending on which tornado receives power. Multiple spikes have also been poking up from underground, causing damage and fatalities due to them being really sharp. The two tornadoes are believed to be attacking each other to siphon power, and are showing no signs of stopping whatsoever. This event was likely caused by the Chinese tale of Taijitu, which in the final chapter, once every 1,000 years, they will have a divine battle against each other to strive for power. The tornadoes are causing total and complete annihilation to absolutely everything on sight. The cities of Moore and Dallas have already been wiped off the face of the earth, including the entire states of Oklahoma and Texas. These tornadoes are traveling at high speeds, and are able to travel from one state to another. Multiple states will likely be impacted by this event. These tornadoes are capable of causing absolute annihilation of absolutely everything, and anything caught in the wrath of these tornadoes will be wiped out of existence. Land features will be shredded and ripped off, including entire roads, and will be catapulted into the air, possibly for many miles. Every sturdy structure will be completely annihilated upon impact. Mobile homes, high-rise buildings, and above-ground shelters will be wiped out of existence, and will become an instant death trap. Underground shelters will not even be safe from these tornadoes, as they'll be completely destroyed, leaving inside said shelters trapped. Unbelievable and indescribable ground scouring of up to 20 to 25 feet is expected with these tornadoes. These tornadoes are easily to be spotted due to their attacks, mostly if he gains power, but are impossible to detect at night, as it can be mistaken for hail or heavy rain, or dark clouds approaching in the distance, as well as them moving at supernatural high speeds. It is highly advised that all residents, no matter where you live, are advised to seek an underground shelter, even if it will likely not work with these tornadoes. However, this is the only option, as attempts to evacuate have failed miserably, and travel will likely be deemed impossible. It is unknown how long this battle will be, but everyone is advised to remain in your underground shelters for an indefinite period of time. The President of the United States has been moved to an undisclosed location, and will not be speaking to the nation due to the unpredictable nature of these two gargantuan tornadoes. Please stay tuned for more information on this catastrophic situation. This is an emergency action termination. All clear. I repeat, all clear. The two tornadoes, yin and yang, that have battled with each other and caused chaos throughout most of the United States for the last 12 hours have finally dissipated, and all residents may exit out of your shelters at this time, if you even are able to. However, there is catastrophic damage to most of the United States. States that have been impacted by this battle include Oklahoma, Texas, Colorado, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, Kansas, Kentucky, Missouri, Iowa, Minnesota, Illinois, Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, and South Carolina. All of these states have all been completely swept away from their foundations, and there is nothing left in any of these states. There are no buildings, vehicles, trees, and people left, not even debris left nearby. Experts compare this destruction as if these cities were never even built or existed in the first place. However, the Taijitu event is now over, and yin and yang are now exhausted after striving for power. The world is back to normal, and is now balanced again. All broadcast and cable systems may now resume regular programming. This concludes the final activation of the emergency alert system. Regular programming will now resume. Your government thanks you for your cooperation during this unprecedented event.